mean, I'll do it whenever. I just don't have a.
Yeah, no, I was just saying whenever.
That's what it was.
Whenever you can do it.
I just don't have a copy.
It's this rubbing on your shirt that makes all the noise.
Okay, so
That's the only problem.
how do I
with it.
avoid that?
Yeah. You want to put it on?
Test, testing 1, 2, 3.
We're gonna get this just right. Oh, look at that.
Cool.
Right, you want to
Test.
just so you can see like your movements and stuff like that and how it
Testing 1. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test. Testing 1, 2, 3. 16, 15 to go until the Midnites tip off against the Native Pride. All right, it's cool.
sound good to you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll let you know if these go up or down.
Yeah, no, there was no scratching or anything.
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it works.
There's a mute button on it too if you depending on if somebody's talking to you or not.
Here, they want me to.
Okay.
All right, Midnights fans, Blake Chadwick here. We're about 3.5 minutes from tip-off on this Sunday evening between the Miami Midnights and the Native Pride. The Midnights picked up a huge 40-point win last night over this Pride team, looking to pick up another win here tonight, just a little over 3 minutes before tip. Now let's head to a little pregame action before the Midnights come at you.
enough Miami hoops? See the Miami Midnites live. The Miami Midnites are one of the ABA's elite teams. It's Showtime basketball at the David Posnack JCC in Davie, Florida. Don't miss the intensity, the excitement, the drama as the best pro basketball prospects in the country chase down a dream. Midnight tickets priced affordably. Seats up close starting as low as $5 a person. It's the best deal in town. Come join us. Bring your kids. Bring your friends. It's simple. MiamiMidnights.com. Can't get enough Miami hoops? See the Miami Midnights live.
Good evening, basketball fans and sports fans alike. We welcome you here once again to the beautiful campus of the David Posnack Community Center for tonight's game between visiting Native Pride and the homestanding Miami Midnites. Before the start of tonight's game, we will be honoring America with the flag of our national anthem. We ask that everyone please rise and remove all headgear for our national anthem. Thank you. We will be announcing the starting lineups for both teams. Going first for the starters from the visiting Native Pride. Starters, number 45, Stan. Starter, number 35, Kevin A. Starter, number 50, Gibbons. Starter, number 15, Jay. Starter number 1, Jerome, no longer in the house, Davis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the David Posnack JCC. I am Blake Chadwick on the call. Miami Midnights action as they are taking on the Native Pride. The Midnights picking up a 141-101 victory last night against this very Pride team. And they're looking to complete the weekend doubleheader as the starting five for the Midnights. You will see George Gray and Kevin Thomas in the backcourt, Ty Thomas and Orange Chin on the wing. And Antonio Hester returning to the ball club will play a roll down low as Hester leads this team
Let's go.
on both
Midnight.
the rebounding aspect and is now second on the team in scoring after George Gray filled it up last weekend. There's a shot from the corner off the mark there for Ty Thomas. And here comes the Native Pride in transition, trying to kickstart things early. There's Thomas
Get the steal.
up to Chin. Back to Thomas, back around to George Gray. George Gray, the dribble drive. Back out there, there's a shot for three off the mark. And no good for Orange Chin. And the Midnights start this game 0 for 2. Steal attempt there by Thomas. Long three from the former Midnight, Jerome Davis. He can't get it to go. And it's out of bounds off Hester, and it will stay right here
Stays with the Pride.
with a reset shot clock. The Pride expansion team coming to us from the local reservation. There's a pass back out 15, back around to 50. Apologize for the lack of names on this club, but there's 50 cannon the triple. And the Southpaw gives the Pride a 3-0 lead early. The Midnights still looking for their first bucket. Hester with the shot fake. He's going to go baseline. Hester with the first play in. And Antonio
Hester for two.
is going to get the bucket. And the Midnights cut it to a 1-point deficit. Jerome
Midnight
Davis,
defense.
former reserve
Just like
guard
that.
for this Midnights team, is going to turn it over. Here comes
Thomas with the
Thomas.
steal.
Thomas back out there to George Gray for three. George Gray off the mark. And the Midnights cannot get the offensive rebound, but they do now.
The 3D light.
As there's Kevin Thomas from way deep. Off the mark and out of bounds, and it's going back the other
Ball
way.
goes out of bounds. Over to the Pride. Midnight defense.
And the Pride will try to slow things down to their pace. We have suffocating defense there by George Gray. A jab step, drives it right into the center of the floor. And that's going to be set back in by Hester.
Blocked by E.G. Hester.
And here we go. There's the lob, Hester. And he's going to step on the end line.
Ball goes over
And a
to the
turnover
Pride.
for the Midnights, so 2+ minutes in, a little sloppy for the hometown Midnights team.
Midnight defense. Defense.
15's got it on the wing. Back out to Jerome Davis. Davis is going to try the dribble drive off the glass. In and out.
Rebound by
And
E.G. Hester.
here come the Midnights. George Gray. The spin move. Up and under.
Midnight's ball.
Fancy move by George Gray, but it's going to stay here with the Midnights as he can't convert on that bucket. Here's the inbound to Gray. That's tipped around.
Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Pride.
And strong
Midnight's
defense
ball.
by the Pride early on here.
11.
11 seconds left on the shot clock for the Midnights. Thomas has it on the wing. Ty Thomas, the dribble drive. He's got under 10 seconds. Back out to Hester for three. Kaboom!
Gee, Hester.
And Hester buries the triple. And the Midnights now have their first lead in the ball game. As Davis swings it around, there's another three ball. Nothing but net. And number 50 with a pair of triples thus far. As Kevin Thomas now brings it to the center of the floor. Back around Hester on the wing for three. Splash down.
E.G. Hester.
And Hester with a pair of threes. And there's a pass. And thrown right down by number 45. And that's going to tie this one up at 8. 8 minutes to go in quarter number 1 here at the David Posnack JCC on this Sunday evening. Once again, I am Blake Chadwick on the call. Miami Midnight section. Orange chin off the mark.
Median timeout.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. 7:53 to
with
go
that
here
timeout, we would
in
like to
quarter
remind
number
the
1.
fans
It's
to
Midnight's
follow your
8.
favorite
It's
team,
Pride
Miami
8.
Midnights
We'll be
on
back in just a
social media.
second with more. And we are back here at the David Posnack JCC, 8-8, under 8 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Jerome Davis brings it to the center of the floor. Swings it around, 3 ball in the corner. And the hot shooting continues for the Pride, as that's 3 triples now. And they take a 3-point lead once again. George Gray gets the double team. Nice help side defense by the Pride. Back around to Chin, back to Gray for 3. Off the mark. And it's out of bounds off of the Pride. And it's gonna stay right here. As there's the inbound, the Midnights down 3. Kevin Thomas has it. 7:05 to go in quarter 1. Thomas, he's gonna try, no. Cross-court pass, Orange Chin, 3 ball, no good. Look at George Gray rise up, but it's gonna be rebounded by the Pride. Swings it around, and Jerome Davis, shot fake, and he's gonna be fouled by Hester.
That foul's on Hester. His first, team's first.
As that's the first team foul against the Midnights. 6:46 to go. Swings it back around. Tries the dribble drive. Nice defense there by Thomas. 50. Starting to get pressured on the perimeter. He tries the drive off the glass. And he's now 3 for 3. As he's got 8 early. And the Midnights down 5. There's Hester off the glass.
Hester.
And Hester's going to convert as the Midnights and the Pride looking to make some substitutions here. Jerome Davis tries the dribble drive. The one-hander. He gets his own rebound. Goes up. And it looked like a jump. But instead they're going to call a personal.
Foul call. That foul's on Chin.
And that's going to be on Orange Chin, his first. And Davis converts.
2-piece substitution in for the Midnights. Johnny O, Jonathan Ocasio, and Antoine Head Johnson in for Chin and Gray.
A couple of substitutions for the Midnights. Antoine Johnson, the backup point guard, is in.
Rebound by Hester.
As here come the Midnights. Down 4. Nearly bumped there is Ty Thomas. Hester, he's gonna sky up.
G. Hester. For 2.
And Hester gets hit. He wanted the 3-point play. He's not gonna get it now. Jab step, baseline drive, tries to fade away. He does. Nice defense there by the Midnights. And here we go in transition. Kevin Thomas crosses the timeline, 5:10 on the clock. And a double dribble.
Double dribble violation on the Midnights.
And another
Ball goes
turnover
over to
on the Midnights. And some sloppy play throughout the first half plus of this quarter. .35, he's gonna go right strong. And that's stolen by Ocasio. 4-on-1. Here come the Midnights. And Jerome Davis is gonna play some great defense there. And Hester skies up.
E.G. Hester. Fouled in the act.
And he's
He'll go to the
finally
line to complete the 3-point play.
gonna get a chance on the
That foul is
line.
on no longer in the house. Davis. His first. Team's first.
As Hester will finally get his chance at the line. Off the mark. As Thomas with the rebound, there's a 3.
K.T.
And Kevin Thomas
Cleaning it up from long range.
buries the triple. And they're gonna call the continuation. As they call the foul on Ocasio. And that's off the mark as the Midnights still up 1.
Rebound by Ty Thomas.
As that's going to be stolen now. Jerome Davis up to number 5. Swings it around. Back to 5. There's a 3. Off the back of the rim, and Thomas has the rebound.
Let's go, Midnights.
As Antoine Johnson, the backup point guard, going to try to get things going here. The second unit. There's the dump down to Hester. Hester tries the drop step. Off the back of the rim, tipped around. And Ocasio's got it back.
Midnights.
Back up to Kevin Thomas as the Midnights reset. 15 on the shot clock. 3:55 to go now in the first quarter. Throws it down low.
E.G. Hester for 2.
And the second leading scorer on this Midnights team, shooting 62% from the floor, coming into this ball game, is going to convert another field goal. And the Midnights back up to 3.
Great defense by Johnny O.
And Ocasio plays defense. The Pride thought it was a foul. There's Kevin Thomas for 3, no good. Tipped around, Hester back to Ocasio off the glass, and that's good.
To Johnny O. Cleaning it up.
And the Midnights have the largest lead of the game at 5. And Jerome Davis with the reverse layup. Beautifully done by the former Midnight. Thomas. Oh! And a little bit of a late whistle as Ty Thomas tries to sky to the hoop for the lay-in.
That foul on Carter, his first, team's second. Johnny O to the line, shooting 2.
So with that foul, we're going to take a timeout on the
Media
floor.
timeout.
2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Midnights 21, Pride 18. We'll be back in just a second with more Midnights basketball right here on YouTube. Welcome back to the David Posnack JCC here in Davie, Florida. I am Blake Chadwick. 2:45 to go in quarter one. Midnights 21, Pride 18. It's been a back and forth affair thus far. The Pride has been able to hang with the Midnights as Jonathan Nicasio
Johnny O to the line, shooting 2.
will attempt these free throws to extend this lead to 4 or 5. And the first one is up and good for the 65% free throw shooter. And he's going to convert them both as the Midnights lead is back up to 5.
Midnight defense.
As Derek Hill is in the game for Miami. And there's a lay-in. Game clock. As we got a little bit of a game clock issue. But the Midnights lead is 3 points. As Nicasio swings it around there to Miguel Paul. There's the 3. Hill's off the mark. Hester, that rebound, he can't get it. Tipped around. And it's going to be a tie-up situation.
Possession arrow.
And it's going to stay with the
Substitution
Pride.
in for the Midnights. Number 14, and a big welcome back to Terrence the Candyman Shellman. In for Johnny O.
As Terrence Shellman in the ball game here for Miami. We saw him in the Summer League make an impact on this team. It's a 1-point lead for Miami. 2 minutes to go here in quarter one. Tips around, wait.
Rebound by Ed Johnson.
Shellman's got it at the top of the key. Dumps it down to Hester. Hester puts the ball on the deck. And that's going to be a charge on Hester.
Offensive foul on the Midnights.
As Andy Diaz will check
Substitution in for the Midnights.
For Hester.
Andy the Hammer Diaz in for E.G. Hester.
Hester's got 2 personals already.
Midnight defense.
Certainly want to keep your leading rebounder out of foul trouble. Nice pass attempt by the Pride. They're going to hold on to possession. 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dribble drive. Looks like a carry. Wild up and in.
Foul.
And number 23 is going to have an opportunity to convert for 3-point play and extend this lead to 2.
Foul on Hill, his first. Team's third. Correction, 4th.
As that's going to be no good. Here come the Midnights. 24-23 Pride. Miguel Paul, top of the key, dribble drive. Tries a fancy pass down low. Nobody there. There's a pull-up 3 for 5 off the mark. Tipped around, goes up strong. And with 1:01 on the clock, 2 shots coming
Foul
for
call.
number 23.
That foul's on Biscuit Paul. His first. Team's 5th.
And the first one is good. And the Pride lead is up to 2. And we're under a minute to go in the first quarter. The Midnights have a 3-point deficit here at the David Posnack JCC on this Sunday evening. Miguel Paul tries the dribble drive, a little floater,
Miguel.
and that's going to be good.
Biscuit Paul. Floater.
And we've got 40 seconds now on the game clock. Let's see if we can get a 2-for-1 situation here. There's a pass, Jerome Davis.
Traveling violation.
And too many steps. As the Midnights will pass on the 2-for-1. There's the pull-up from Paul. Looks to be Hill.
Rebound by the Candyman.
And Shellman can't get it to go. And there's the outlet pass. 8 seconds to go. Cross court, Davis for 3. Off the mark. Here comes Derek Hill. 2 seconds. 1 second. And that's going to be no good. At the end of quarter 1, the Native Pride have pushed your hometown Midnights to the limit. After 1 period of play, it's Pride 26, Midnights 25. Second quarter action in just a minute. Miami Midnights basketball live here on YouTube. Miguel Paul, there's the dribble drive, back out to Andy Diaz, Derek Hill, he's gonna bring it in. And there's the follow.
Keon Stretch Palmer.
As Keon Palmer making his first appearance of the game. Will throw it down. And give this 16-point advantage. In the lane, no. Diaz the rebound.
Great defense by Palmer.
Hill, there's the lob. And Shelton miscommunicates with Palmer. And unfortunately,
Ball goes out of bounds.
those
Over to
two
the Pride.
aren't able to corral it, and a turnover going back the other way.
Midnight.
Number 23, he's got it. Spin move in the lane. No good, Miguel Paul. He
Great
gets the
block
rebound.
by Palmer.
Paul, a little out of control. There's a pass in the corner. Swung around, and that's stolen. Number 5's got it, out to 23. Back out to Davis. Jerome Davis. Little scoop lay-in, can't get it to go. Tipped around, and eventually in the hands of
Great
Miguel
hustle by
Paul.
the Candyman.
Up to Derek Hill. Hill, there's the lob.
Palmer.
To Keon Palmer.
Free splash.
And Palmer is shooting 71% from the field. Is able to put that in and extend this lead back to 3. A little under 2 minutes in the quarter 2. That's going to be kicked out of bounds.
Ball goes out of bounds.
And it looks like it's going to stay here
Stays with the Pride.
as the shot clock will not reset.
6 seconds on the shot clock. 6.
As there's the inbound. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. There's the shot. It's off the mark.
Rebound by Palmer.
But here come the
Midnights defense.
Derek Hill's got it. Hill to Shellman. Back around to Diaz. Paul looks for an on-ball screen. Dumps it down low. Palmer for about 6. And Keon Palmer
Stretch Palmer.
enters the ball
Showing
game
a touch.
and immediately injects life into the offense of the Miami Midnights. Jerome Davis, the dribble drive, the scoop lay in, and that's going to go and cut it back to a one-possession ball game. 9.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. This ball's tipped around. Palmer back out to Hill. 6 seconds. Hill dumps it down. Shellman can't corral it, and we're going back the other way. Tough sledding there for Terrence Shellman.
Midnight defense. Defense.
There's under 9 minutes to go now. The Pride really pushing hard. And for the third time in this ball game, number 50 has hit another three. And we are once again tied at 31. 8:45 on the game clock. Keon Palmer, the drop step.
Keon, stretch, Palmer.
And a little right-hander from about 3 feet.
Midnight defense.
Freddie Edward, the leader of this defense.
Rebound by
Trying to
Diaz.
encourage them.
Great defense by Palmer.
On the sidelines, there's Shellman, nearly carrying the basketball. Back out to Hill for three, off the mark. Diaz with a tip in. Beautifully done by Andy Diaz. The offensive rebound and tip in.
Midnight defense. Defense.
Under 8 minutes in this second quarter. Dump down low and 45. Easy pickings. He's gonna lay that one in. There's a couple of subs on their way for the Pride at the next end ball. 7:40 on the clock. Hill swings it around. Palmer at the top of the key. Around to Paul. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4.
Foul.
And Diaz goes up strong. That's going to be a personal foul.
That foul on Kevin.
And with 7:29 on the clock, we're going to take a timeout on the floor. Midnights 35, Pride 33. It's a back and forth affair here in Davie. Please join us when we come back with more Midnights basketball right here on YouTube. We are back here in 35-33 tonight, 7:29.
Back to live action. Midnight's ball.
Miguel Paul to Kevin Thomas. Thomas off the mark. And that's rebounded by Jerome Davis. Going back the other way is Davis. Gets an on-ball screen from 45. 24's got it. Back to
Midnight
35.
defense.
Dumps it down.
Defense.
Nice double down. Finds a man cutting. And Palmer says, not in my house. As Thomas back around to Diaz. That's not his shot. Shellman. He's got it in the low post. He's out of control. And Terrence Shellman. Wanted the foul. And they're going to call the block.
Before you shoot. And
that's good. The 23, and the Pride gains the lead, 36-35.
Go, Midnights.
Andy Diaz has it. Diaz to Miguel Paul, to Terrence Sheldon, down to Diaz, and they're called out a clean block. Nice pass, can't get it, and Paul's
Great
got it.
hustle by the Midnights.
Here we go, in transition.
Two-piece substitution in for the Midnights. Todd Thomas and E.G. Hester.
And the
in for
Midnights
Diaz
coaching
and the
staff has
Candyman.
decided to make this a shorter rotation tonight with this close game. Fewer substitutions. And not utilizing as many players off the bench. Thomas.
Kick
That's a
ball
kick
violation.
ball.
Midnights ball.
And 6:03 now on the game clock. There's the inbound. Thomas, shot fake. Passed around. And we got a lot of physicality going on now. Hester, jump.
E.G. Hester
And he's
showing the
gonna knock
touch.
it down.
Great Midnight defense.
As there's 5:39 on the game clock. 37-36 Midnights. Thomas has it on the wing. And that's a turnover. Jerome Davis for three. That's off the mark. And Hester's got the rebound. And here comes Thomas.
Keon Palmer.
And Palmer's gonna knock down the jumper for about 12. And they're gonna call a bump on Kevin Thomas.
Foul call. That foul is on KT Thomas, his first, team second of the quarter.
And they're gonna call the charge. Going the other way on number 45. As Thomas crosses the timeline. Palmer has it in the high post. Slices it around. Hester for about 15.
Touch. E.G. Hester.
And Hester knocks it down. Some token pressure from the Midnights.
Defense.
4.5 to go in the first half. And there's a three ball and cuts this lead back to 2 as the Pride now for nearly 16 minutes have hung with the Midnights. And there's a late whistle on Keon Palmer.
Foul call. Inadvertent contact on Keon Palmer, his second.
As the Pride makes a quick substitution. It's a 2-point game.
7-second backcourt violation on the Pride.
And there's a 7-second backcourt violation. And we've got 3:56 on the clock.
Immediate timeout.
We're going to take a timeout on the floor. Midnight 41, Pride 39. It's been a barn burner here in Davie. Stick with us for more first half action right here on YouTube.
Miami Midnites are one of the ABA's elite teams. It's Showtime basketball at the David Posnack JCC in Davie, Florida. Don't miss the intensity, the excitement, the drama as the best pro basketball prospects in the country chase down a dream. Midnight tickets priced affordably. Seats up close starting as low as $5 a person. It's the best deal in town. Come join us. Bring your kids. Bring your friends. It's simple. MiamiMidnights.com.
And welcome back to the David Posnack JCC here in Davie, Florida. I'm Blake Chadwick. 3:56 on the clock. Midnights with a
Back to live
two-point
action.
advantage.
The 3D night is on for the Midnights.
Now it's time to get funky.
As they're trying to extend this back to a two-position game. As Kevin Thomas gets the on-ball screen. Swings it around there to Ty Thomas. Tries to get to Palmer. And there's a turnover. And here comes the Pride to Jerome Davis for three. No good.
Rebound
And Miguel
by
Paul's
Paul.
got the rebound. 3.5 minutes on the game clock. 2-point advantage for the Midnights. Hester gets double teamed. Back out to Thomas. Here we go. To Palmer cutting. And he can't get the jam.
Rebounded by Hester.
As there's a dribble drive. Miguel Paul off the glass. And it's good. We are now under 3 minutes here in the first half.
Kickball violation.
And that's going to be off of Miami
Ball.
and stay here with the Pride. There's a 3-ball. Once again by number 50. His fourth of the ball game. And the Midnights are called for an offensive foul as Keon Palmer is charged with an offensive foul. That's his second. As Andy Diaz gets ready to check back in.
Foul call.
And it looks like Keon Palmer and one of the officials having a little bit of an issue. Ty Thomas picks up his first.
Substitution in for the Midnights. Diaz in for Palmer.
And there's the inbound to Davis. Off the glass, gets his own rebound. And Jerome Davis gives the Pride back the lead. 44-43. Paul can't get the three. Diaz off the glass and in.
He'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. Substitution in for the Midnights. D. Hill in for Biscuit Paul. Diaz to the line shooting one.
So Diaz trying to complete the 3-point play. And there's going to be a foul. It looks like on Hester, and that's his third personal.
Foul call on Hester, his second.
As we are now under 2 minutes in this first half.
Ball goes out of bounds.
And a
The ball always seems to tell the truth.
on the Pride as the Midnights come back here Andy Diaz. Hester, and he's rejected.
That foul's on Hester.
And they're going to call that on Hester. That's his fourth.
Team 6. Timeout. Pride.
And a 20-second timeout here for the Pride. 1:42 on the clock. And it has been back and forth here this Sunday evening in Davie, Florida. And there's 102 seconds left in the first half. You have to wonder if either of these teams can build some momentum heading into half number 2. It'll be pretty difficult to do so with the pace this game is being played at. As it's going to be Pride basketball. Ty
Back
Thomas,
to live action.
Kevin Thomas, Andy Diaz, Terrence Showman, and Derek Hill on the 5 for Miami. And Showman with a heady play.
Midnights ball.
Throws it out of bounds. Up at number 35. And Kevin Thomas
for 2.
gets the lay-in and extends the lead back to 3. And there's a traveling
violation.
So a couple of empty possessions for the Pride. Kevin Thomas for 3, off the mark. And here comes the Pride. Under 1 minute to go now in the first half.
Rebound by the Candyman.
And Kevin Thomas finally corrals it. And the Midnights
Timeout.
want a timeout. 43.8 to go in this first half. As the coaching staff wants to put something together with 14 seconds on the shot clock. As the Midnights will try to get something going here. Before the end of this half.
Back to live action. Midnight's ball.
Shot clock winding down. Diaz in the lane. Out to Kevin Thomas. He's got a fire up. And there's a 3-second violation.
3-second violation call on the Midnights.
Mess around. Shot on the wing off the mark. And the rebound by Ty Thomas. 15 seconds to go. Final shot of the half coming for Miami. 8 seconds. 7, 6. Thomas gets the on-ball screen. Kevin Thomas. Back around. Ty Thomas in the corner for 3. Kaboom! And with that 3, the Midnights extend their lead to 6. And that is their largest lead of the game.
44.
at 6 points. And after one half of play, it's Midnights 50, Pride 44. We're going to take a quick break. It's halftime here in Davie. We'll be back with more Midnights action right here, live on YouTube.
And sign up for the punch-in purse. Using your cell phone number and receive various prizes, perks, and coupons via the Miami Midnights. That's right. Sign up for the punch-in purse during halftime.
It's gonna be good. We'll do regular speed now. So that's what's going on regular. Just party for a second. They dunk one. Oh, there it is. putting that the blue stuff on here?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Midnites JCC. I am Blake Chadwick. 50-44 Midnites at the half. And it will be Pride basketball. Oh, there's a basket underneath. Right there. Off the jump. Not paying attention.
Back to live action.
We're the Midnites. As the Pride cut it back to 4, and this Freddie Edward 3. That's his first appearance in this ball game. Edward, the defensive specialist. Jerome Davis, the dribble drive that's off the glass. And it's a quick 4-0 start here for the Pride in this second half. There's Hester. He's going to take it to the cup. And they give him the continuation.
He'll go to the line to complete the three-point play.
Hester only a 63% shooter from the line. Will try to complete the three-point play and extend the lead back to 5. And there's a lane violation on Ty Thomas.
The basket will not count. Violation on the Midnights.
And they're going to call George Gray. Say he's moving his feet.
Foul call on big man Gray.
As George Gray. Couldn't get set there, and it's a personal foul for him, his first. Tie-up situation, and it's going to be Midnights basketball.
Midnights.
So we are going back the other way. So Edward is in there now. Trying to kickstart this Midnights club.
Midnights.
Edward dribbles right to the center of the floor.
17-1.
And they're going to call a foul on Edward. Not exactly sure what he was doing there. But nonetheless, it's a personal. Back out to Davis for 3. Off the mark. And here comes George Gray. He's got it all load. The left hand. And it's going to go in.
Gray for 2.
And George Gray has been relatively quiet tonight on the offensive end.
Foul call.
And another quick foul by Edward. As he's
Foul on
picked up
Edward,
2
his second.
very early here in the second half. And Gray is going to strip him. And they're going to call another foul on George Gray. As the Midnights.
That's the 4th team foul.
14 fouls.
Not even 2 minutes into the third quarter.
In just 81 seconds.
Need a break, miss my free throw.
And the second one is good.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
That's Thomas. Back out to Thomas. Gray's got it on the perimeter. George Gray, the dribble drive. Wild pass to Edward. He's bumped. And a late whistle. And Edward will step to the charity stripe for 2.
That foul's on outside the house. Davis, his second. Edward misses the first.
As Freddie Edward is off the mark with that first one. He's a 100% free throw shooter on the year coming in with minimal attempts. Jerome Davis trying to kickstart this offense here for the Pride. He has it at the top of the key. Back around. As Rob Gibbons tries to take it up, and Wayne Runnels gets knocked out. And here we go the other way. Kevin Thomas, pass underneath to Ty Thomas. Little 2-footer, he can't get the buddy. And here comes Rob Gibbons. Gibbons takes it right in the center of the lane. Dropped off to Davis. Off the mark. And here comes Freddie Edward. Up to George Gray. George Gray in there amongst the trees.
Big man Gray. For 2.
And he's gonna lay it in, and it's good. And the Midnights have their largest lead of the game at 8. Under 9 minutes now in this third quarter.
Offensive foul.
And they're saying it's going the other way. And a delay of game. Looks like it's called against the Native Pride. As Gray crosses the timeline, George Gray back out to Hester. Hester, look at that fancy dribbling by Hester. Off the glass, and in for Antonio Hester. Swings it around, and that's off. There's a pull-up for 3. Ty Thomas, it's the net. And Jerome Davis back the other way. He gets bumped in transition as the Midnights have their first double-digit lead in the ball game. As Derek Hill is set to check in for the Midnights.
Foul on Edward, his third.
And Freddie Edward having a rough time today on that defensive end. 3 points. And Davis will go 1 for 2, converting the second. And the lead is down to 9. Under 8 minutes now in this third quarter. Derek Hill swings it around. George Gray for 3. No good. And it's rebounded by number 45. Rob Gibbons tries to take it right to the cup. And that's rejected. And here comes Derek Hill. The Midnights have numbers. George Gray off the glass with the right hand. And Gray has really jump-started the offense in the third quarter. Rob Gibbons. And they're going to call a charge. And with 7:26 in this third quarter, the Midnights have started off hot in quarter 3. It's a Midnight 61, Pride 50. We'll be back in a minute with more Midnights basketball
and receive
on
various
YouTube.
coupons, offers, and deals. Thanks to the Miami Midnights via punch-in perks. Sign up now.
So 7:26 on the clock. We are back here at the David Posnack JCC in Davie, Florida. I am Blake Chadwick, Midnights basketball on this Sunday evening. As Hester gets stripped, and there's a turnover, and Jess Hart, he's got it. Up to Wayne Runnels. Runnels off the mark.
Foul call.
And they're going to call a foul.
That foul is on Kevin, his second. Team fifth.
That's going to be on Kevin Hawks. Kicked back out. Thomas, nice pass down low.
From Ty Thomas.
Little give and go as Ty Thomas is going to get the bucket. 6:47 on the game clock. Jerome Davis has it.
Foul call.
And they're going to call a foul on Kevin Thomas. That's his second.
That foul is on KT Thomas, his second. Team 6.
As Jerome Davis at the free throw line is going to be off the mark. And here comes George Gray. Around to Hester. Here's Derek Hill. He's pressured by Davis. Good defense. Hill pulls back for three. Kaboom!
Derek Hill.
Passes it up. Kicks it back out. There's a three ball. Way off the mark. Hester up to Ty Thomas. Finds Hester cutting. Throw it down, big fella.
E.G. Hester.
As we reach the half-point mark of this third quarter rather. As George Gray finds Kevin Thomas. And Hill again.
Hill. Try time.
And the Midnights have now quickly jumped out to a 19-point lead.
Foul call.
And that's going to be against George Gray.
Correction, no foul call.
Oh, no, excuse me, this will be no foul. Just a change of possession.
Offensive foul.
As Jerome Davis is assessed with the offensive foul.
Hester. Bring that up.
And there's a turnover.
Wow.
And the Pride are going to call timeout. 5:10 on the clock. Midnight's up 21 now, 73-52. are back here at the David Posnack JCC. 5:10 on the clock in the third quarter. Midnight 73, Pride 52.
Back to live action.
Nice up and under. And the lay-in is good for Wayne Runnels. Runnels averaging about 7.5 points a game coming in. Nice behind the back dribble. Here we go. The lay-in. And that's going to be good. As the Pride try to get something going here. Derek Hill. Right back in the center of the floor for three. And Derek Hill starts to heat up. Swings it around. Jerome Davis, he goes baseline. And Davis is off the mark. There's a shot in the corner for Jess Hart. And that's going to be a foul on Davis. The basket will be good.
Count, but a loose ball foul on no longer in the house Davis.
As George Gray is going to cross the timeline, out to Hester, around the hill, to Paul. George Gray, he's going to bring it right in the center of the floor. Not afraid of the big man, and that's off the mark. There's a three ball, in and out, tipped around, and Gray's got it.
Man Gray.
Here comes George Gray. In the corner, Hill.
Rebound by Hester.
One more time, and he will. Off the mark. And that's good for Will Frisbee.
That's not Will. That's not him.
Can there not be two?
That's not his name. Like, that's not Will Frisbee. Will Frisbee isn't here.
The 3D light is on.
Midnight swinging around. Miguel Paul. Finger roll. And no good.
Foul call. Biscuit Paul to the line, shooting three. Media timeout.
And on 2:57 on the clock, we've got a timeout on the floor. Midnight 76. So we are back at the David Posnack JCC. 2:57 on the clock. Midnight's up 15. And Miguel
Back
Paul
to
was
live
sent to the
action.
line.
Biscuit Paul shooting three.
He's an 81% free throw shooter. And Paul will knock down the second. And let's see if he can convert all three and extend this lead back to 18. And there's Kevin Hawks, swings it around.
Foul call. That foul's on big man Gray. His fourth.
And That's going to be George Gray's 4th personal.
That foul puts the Pride in the bonus.
And the first one is good for the Pride. Paul crosses the timeline, 2:40 on the clock. Gray for 3. Kaboom!
George Big Man Gray.
Swings it around. Hawks for 3. And he drops it from the top of the key and cuts the lead to 16. 2:05 on the clock in the 3rd. Gray, baseline, little left-hander, tips around the rim.
Foul ball.
And a foul's gonna be called here.
That foul's on Davis. His 5th personal foul.
And it's gonna be on Jerome Davis, that's his 5th. And Keon Palmer off the mark on the free throw. He's a 78% shooter from the line. As Ocasio will move to the backcourt. And Palmer's going to convert the second. And there's a play down low, off the glass, and a nice offensive move to cut this lead to 15. Gray to the center of the floor, to Hill, and tipped out of bounds by Hawks with 91 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. There's Ocasio off the mark. And here comes the Pride.
Not in here.
That's rejected, 3-on-1. Paul, the alley-oop, Ocasio. He's gonna lay it in, and it's just as good, layup or dunk. And George Gray tries to pick it off. Can't get it to go. Swings it around. Wayne Runnels tries to go at him, and they're gonna call the block.
That foul's on Palmer, his 3rd.
As Runnels off the mark on the first. He's an 88% free throw shooter before this one. And that's going to be good by Runnels. So under a minute now in the 3rd. George Gray in the corner. Loses the ball. Out to Miguel Paul. He pulls up from way deep. And Miguel Paul from way downtown. The 42% three-point shooter. And Runnels can't get it to go. 30 seconds on the clock. Hill for 3. Stop, drop, kaboom. As is a 22-point advantage. And the Midnites gonna hold for the last shot. Hill, he's got it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hill from way deep. Off the mark. And after two very competitive
And
quarters,
that's the end of the
the
third
Midnights
quarter.
pull away in quarter number
quarter
3.
score.
Midnights 91, Pride 69.
Pride,
We'll be back
69.
with fourth quarter action in
Midnights,
just a minute,
91.
right here, live on YouTube. All right, folks, we are back here at the David Posnack JCC. Fourth quarter action. Miami Midnights 91, Florida Pride, the Native Pride rather, 69. George Gray.
Back to live action.
Back to Miguel Paul. Paul dribbles the center of the corner. Out to Gray for three. And there's an outlet pass. And it's saved. But the Midnights pick it up again. Paul, no good. But Keon Palmer with the throwdown.
Officials timeout.
As the officials now are going to conference on the floor after that putback. Not sure what this is about. Midnights up 25, 11:29 on the game clock.
The 3D line play is under review.
As we're still waiting on the official's word here. And they're going to conference with the coaches.
After further review, the 3D light layup was not a 3D light layup, it was a regular layup. 2-point basket for the Midnights. After further review.
So it appears as if the officials will keep it as a 2-point bucket. The lead's 24, and the Midnights applying some full court pressure.
Everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, clap your hands. Clap, clap.
As here we go.
Rebound by Palmer.
Jess Hart can't get it to go. George Gray to Ocasio. He goes baseline. He's stripped,
Foul
but they're
ball.
going to call the foul on Hawks.
That foul on Carter, his fourth. Substitution in for the Pride.
And the Pride makes a substitution. as there's an outlet pass. And once again, it's too much.
Step down panel. The 3D light is on this time.
Now it's time to get funky.
As Derek Hill swings it around, Miguel Paul back out to Hill for three.
Bang, bang.
And Derek Hill's got it.
Hill. Great time.
And Derek Hill, with that special light on, is going to can the 4-point play.
Offensive foul.
And they're going to call the offensive foul as the Midnights are just about a bucket away from triple figures once again.
Charge.
Ocasio,
Johnny.
a little finger roll,
For two.
and that's going to be good.
Offensive foul.
And another offensive foul as the Pride starting to come unglued here in half
That
two.
foul's on Kevin, his fourth personal foul.
And they're going to call it unsportsmanlike foul on Freddie Edward.
A technical foul has been assessed to the Miami Midnights bench.
And it looks like the shot will be good. It's Midnight Basketball.
Back to live action.
George Gray's got it under 10 minutes now in this ball game. And a
Timeout.
20-second timeout
Midnights.
for the Midnights, 9:57 on the game clock. It's Coach Wilcox. Wants to reset. For the Midnights, with a win tonight, will remain sitting atop the ABA standings. As there's Miguel Paul for three,
Time. Biscuit. Paul.
and he knocks it
Look at
down.
his dad.
As Paul's a 42% free three-point shooter. That's second on the Midnights. Hawks swings it around to Givens. Dumped off to Givens, and it's out of bounds
Ball
off
goes out
of
of
Givens. And it's been some
Midnights
tough
won.
sledding tonight here for the Pride. Hill has it on the perimeter. Another three ball. Can't get it to go. And George
Great
Gray
hustle by
never
Paul.
stops the hustle.
Instruction by Big Man Gray.
And a great give and
Johnny
go
O from Biscuit Paul.
from Paul
Cleaning it up.
to Ocasio. Davis swings it around. There's Hart off the
Rebound
mark.
by D. Hill.
And Gray's got it. George Gray takes it right to the cup.
George Big Man Gray.
Always finding a way to create
two.
offense is George Gray. The leading scorer on this Midnights team. Here we go. Gray, little spin move. And he's gonna get grabbed by Wayne Runnels.
An intentional looking foul. Foul on Carter, his fifth.
And Gray. I'm not sure if that was an out of bounds play, as it's going to be stepping on the end line, it appears. As Antoine Johnson,
Midnight.
who has not played much in this game, checks in. And there's a hand check on Kevin Thomas. That's his third.
The foul on KT Thomas, his third. Team's first.
And they're going to call Andy Diaz there with a personal. That's his first.
Foul called. The foul on Diaz, his first, team second.
And a finger roll by Jerome Davis. As Thomas will cross the timeline as we're under 8 minutes officially here in this ball game. Paul, he goes baseline
For two.
with a little teardrop. And the Midnights extend their lead now to 35 as this second half has been a complete runaway.
Great defense by the Hammer.
And there's Johnson to Ocasio, back out to Paul, way downtown, bang!
Miguel, biscuit ball. Try time.
And Miguel Paul extends the lead once again. As Givens tries the crossover. And they're going to call a foul on Diaz. And with 7:09 to go in this ball game, we're going to take a timeout on the floor. The Midnights starting to run away with things here in Davie. Miami Midnights 111, Native Pride 73. We'll be back in just a second with more Midnights basketball.
Can't get enough Miami hoops? See the Miami Midnights live. The Miami Midnights are one of the ABA's elite teams. It's Showtime basketball at the David Posnack JCC in Davie, Florida. Don't miss the intensity, the excitement, the drama as the best pro basketball prospects in the country chase down a dream. Midnight tickets priced affordably. Seats up close starting as low as $5 a person. It's the best deal in town. Come join us. Bring your kids. Bring your friends. It's simple. MiamiMidnights.com. Can't get enough Miami hoops? See the Miami Midnights live. The Miami Midnights are one of the ABA's own.
All right, folks, 7:09 to go here in the fourth quarter. We are back in the David Posnack JCC as Givens is going to get stripped. And here comes Antoine Johnson. Johnson kicks it out. Kevin Thomas, way deep. That's off the mark. Tipped around, Diaz has it back out to Thomas. And the Midnights will reset their offensive play. As Johnson in there with Paul and Thomas, 3-point guards for the Midnights. Paul, little slip screen to Ocasio. Knocked out of bounds, and it's going to go off Ocasio. And Jerome Davis swings around. There's Hawks. And Kevin Hawks buries the triple. Hawks on the year. A 27% three-point shooter.
Let's go, Midnights.
Antoine Johnson finds Ocasio for about 4. Misses the bunny. And it's going to be Pride basketball, full court pressure. There's the Midnights.
Great defense.
Are going to play some good D there. Diaz comes up with it. There's a lob, Kevin Thomas.
KT Thomas.
with a reverse lay-in.
For 2.
As the Midnights up 37 now, starting to really pull away. As there's a triple for Davis. As Johnson now tries some fancy dribbling. Antoine Johnson off the glass, can't get it to go. And here comes Rob Givens, still trying to push for the Pride. And that's off the glass and in. As we are hitting the 5-minute mark of this ball game. And a technical foul. And it's going to go against Antoine Johnson.
A technical foul has been assessed to Ed Johnson.
So Antoine Johnson assessed the technical foul. Jerome Davis off the mark with that free throw. And Antoine Johnson is now going to receive his second technical. And Jerome Davis will knock down the technical free throws. As this one, they don't want it to get too sloppy.
Johnson has been ejected from tonight's game.
As Kevin Thomas trying to reset the offense. Pass to the corner. Ocasio, the dribble drive, off the glass. But they're going to say it's on the floor.
Foul call.
And that won't be a continuation. Goes baseline.
Foul call.
And there's going to be a foul called. There's the inbound. Paul from deep.
Foul call.
And they're going to call a foul on Miguel Paul. So this one's starting to get a little sloppy in the final few minutes. As it's a 39-point lead. Paul, there's a jumper off the mark. They were coming with the outlet pass. We thought twice about it. There's a deep three off the mark for Runnels. There's another deep three. Can't get it to go. And contact is made as Runnels is going to go to the line now for 2. So we're going to take a quick timeout before these Wayne Runnels free throws. It's Midnights 113, Pride 84. We'll be back in just a minute.
I want to hear how they own it. None of them own. Tell the cameras what you need. Where you at? That dog. Just 1 feet. Where you at? That dog. Just 10 feet. Where you at? That dog. Strap one off. Where you at? That dog. Maybe took it out. Where you at? That dog. When it's switch sides. Where you at? That dog. Spread lies. Where you at?
So it's Wayne Runnels' free throw times here at the David Posnack JCC. An 88% free throw shooter entering this ball game is Runnels. Off the mark with the first. And the second will be good. As Miguel, Paul, Derek Hill, Jonathan Ocasio, Andy Diaz, and Kevin Thomas. The 5 for the Midnights.
Everybody say something, keep it going.
With 3.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Paul, back out, Ocasio for 3. Paul's got it. Back out, Hill for 3. And Derek Hill continues his sharp shooting evening, as he has been white hot from behind the line. And there's Jay Leota with a 3-pointer, as Leota averaging only 1 point a game coming in tonight. Triples his season average with that 3 ball. And Kevin Thomas, the shot fakes about 40 feet. And Miguel Paul goes baseline and ends up converting the lay-in. Dumped right off. And a little bunny for number 32. A gimme, if you will. As this one's starting to wind down here in Davie. A 28-point lead for the Midnights, 2:10 on the game clock. Derek Hill down to Ocasio. Hill for 3, one more time. Off the mark. And Paul, they're gonna call the push.
Foul Paul.
That's his 3rd.
That foul's on Paul, his 3rd.
And Jerome Davis gets the inbound. Crosses the timeline. Tries to find Runnels down low. And they're gonna call Ocasio with the bump. That's Ocasio's first. There's the inbound. Fade away. And a nice bucket right there by number 45. As Thomas crosses the timeline, 100 seconds to go. Crossover dribble, back out. Ocasio for 3, no good. And Leota the rebound. It's a 2-on-none. And there's the lay-in. 118-94. 1:15 on the game clock.
Foul Paul.
And there's a foul. There's an inbound. Kevin Thomas, shot fake. Swings it around, Ocasio. Up and under, and they're gonna call him for the travel.
Traveling violation called on the Midnights.
1:07 on the clock. Kicks it back out. Swings it around, Leota Pulls it out, tries some fancy dribbling. And they're going to call Kevin Thomas with a personal. That's his fourth. And the first free throw is off the mark for Leota. With 56 and a half seconds to go, the second one will go. And that's a 23-point lead for the Midnights. 45 on the game clock, 13 on the shot clock. Kevin Thomas finds Diaz down low. 3 seconds. Diaz, he goes baseline. He steps on the end line with 35.1 to go. And Runnels finds his man with 30 seconds. And that's only cosmetic at this juncture. Acasio's got it. Back out to Kevin Thomas. Now 15 on the game clock. Winding down. 10 seconds. There's Acasio in the corner one more time. And fill it up. Jonathan Acasio. 121 to 97. There's the lay-in. 121-99. It looks like it's going to be a 22-point win for the Midnights. And that's going to be the final whistle. That three by Miguel Paul won't count. And your final here from the David Posnack JCC in Davie, Florida. Miami Midnights 121, Native Pride 99. As the Midnights continue to send up the ladder here in the ABA. And complete a weekend doubleheader sweep with this win. So on behalf of the Miami Midnights, I am Blake Chadwick. Thank you for joining us once again at the David Posnack JCC for Miami Midnights basketball, live on YouTube.
Wow, what a game. All right, Jess, ready? We can both come in. We can all get in. You got us all in, Jess? Yep. All right, Coach, congratulations on the victory. How do you feel in terms of where the team is at and the state of things in general at this time in the season?
Well, Seth, thank you for congratulations on the victory. We're coming together as a team. You know, we made a couple of roster moves, tweaked the lineup a couple of places. I'm pleased with the effort, but we have to get more chemistry, more cohesion. And games like this, you know, we just want to try to get better and make those improvements because, again, when we get towards the end of the season, we want to have those things in place.
And it seems like Miguel Paul is able to do a lot of things on the floor that other players can't do in terms of creativity. What do you have to say about him?
Well, in regards to Miguel, you know, this guy, I've been talking to him. I've been bringing him along kind of slowly. I think maybe sometimes a little too slowly for his liking, but he's been a good teammate. He's been a good player. And I tell him, I say, you know what, we're going to need you before the long run. So just get ingrained in what we're doing. Get familiar with everybody, figure out how you play with the guys, how they play off each other, and, you know, it's starting to pay dividends. As you can see, the way he's starting to shoot the ball now, he's becoming one of our spark plugs off the bench.
And Miguel, what can you say about where you're at from a floor perspective? What does the team have to do to take it to the next level?
Just play simple basketball, man. Coach talks about movement, and everybody here done played at a high level in college or done played somewhere outside of playing in college. So, like I said, just making an easy play, moving the ball, and just wanting everybody to see everybody do good. That's the main thing. And for myself, it's just me getting back in rhythm. I came off a torn MCL. So I've been on crutches for like 4 months now. So I'm just trying to get my playing way back, and getting the cohesiveness, like Coach said. And I don't mind coming off the bench. It's all about winning with me. So as long as we go and get the dub, I don't care if it's about 1 or 30, if it's an ugly one or a good one. As long as we get the win, I'm happy.
What are your expectations as we start playing some of these tough teams? I know Baltimore is coming, Texas is coming. You got the South Florida Gold. I know we got some tough teams coming up. How are you going to gear up for those games?
Well, Seth, you know, as a coach, all we can do is play one game at a time and look at the next game on our schedule. But in regards to your question, you know, it's going to show us where we're really at. Because, again, you know, we got to the championship round last year and we got second place. And anything less than winning at all is like a disappointing season. So, you know, we got our goals on the big picture. But, again, it's one game at a time. Only thing right now we worry about is our next practice. We get back in the gym. Then our next game, and then we keep going. You know, it's one game at a time because all I can do is play one at a time, and you can't win but one at a time. So, you know, our goal is, you know, to get ready and build up momentum because we don't want to peak too soon. You know, we want to continue to improve, continue to get that chemistry that I alluded to earlier, and by the time we get to the playoffs, we'll be fine-tuned and ready to rock and roll.
All right, that's Coach Wilcox and Miguel Paul from the victorious Miami Midnights, and we want to wish you guys a nice couple weeks off, and we'll be ready to run and gun when you're back in action.
Well, you know, I'll give you my Super Bowl prediction. I want to see Cam win it, but I think old Peyton Manning is going to win it, and we're going to enjoy this time off. But I'm just hoping for a good game, you know, guys spend some time with their families, and then we'll get back because it's a grind, you know, it's a grind. So to clear our heads for a couple of days and enjoy the Super Bowl, that'll be nice for us.
All right, fellas, have a nice week. That's Miami Midnights TV, and we're signing out. Thank you.
Okay.
Cut.
Perfect.
All right, nice job. Thanks.
We going to eat?
Dude, I'm exhausted.
Good interview.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Did it before.
Yeah.